Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Nick the Pokey Plumber. Episode 5, here we come. Are we calling this episode Season 1, Episode 5? I guess so. And then it'll be a new season when I do something else. Maybe that's how we'll do this. So Season 1, Episode 5, the title is We Are Doomed. Oh, man. Clickbait or no? No clickbait. But before I get into that, a lot of people were asking me, when are you doing the pack breaks? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? So next week, Nick is going to come over, set up my PC, and have everything, put together for me so I can start doing pack breaks in about a week. So I'll have videos in about 2 weeks for those. So as soon as everything's set up, we have everything set up, then we'll be good to go with the pack breaks. And another thing is we might be doing a huge collaboration. I'm not going to say who it is, but one of the big dogs, we might be going and buying a collection together. So that might be happening pretty soon. Speaking of collections, before I get into how we are doomed, I just picked up this bad boy yesterday. I know most of you can already guess, but oh, see, if I had my editor, when I opened this, it would be like light, and it would go, oh, you see it, you see it. Cosmic Eclipse. Dude, Cosmic Eclipse is the most beautiful set ever. Someone was like, oh, it's the Pokey Plumber, he's gonna buy Cosmic Eclipse. Damn right, and I'm gonna keep buying them, and it's called dollar cost average. If you don't know, now you know. When you buy something expensive, in the beginning, when you have boxes you bought for $120, you can dollar cost average things, and that's super important to do in the grand scheme of things. So now I'll roll this into how we're doomed. Journey together. I hate even saying it, but it's the truth. And these are real numbers. I was talking to my comic place yesterday, and the numbers between two stores are absolutely horrible. And Pokemon has to start ramping up these print runs because this is just going to be doom and gloom. No one's going to be able to get the product they want. Like, I'm used to being able to, grab a couple cases to open, a couple cases to set aside. I might get only a couple cases in total, which is absolutely wild. Like, the distribution, they usually have so many 144 count cases, and that's not the case right now. And it's just looking very bad right now. I don't know what's going on. So when things start looking this bad, I think there's only one thing you can do, is step back a little bit and start being smarter with your purchases. I would stay away from the newer stuff still. I'm not rushing into that right now. I'm focusing on the Sun and Moon, even though it jumped, because I know we're not going to get a reprint. Yesterday, I traded a Twilight Masquerade case for an Evolving Skies box, because I know we're not going to get more Evolving Skies. Twilight, I'm unsure of right now. I think it's a great set. It's a great buy. But for me, I'd rather have an Evolving Skies box and add that to the collection. So now we have even more Evolving Skies. Can't go wrong. Dollar cost average, huh? But right now, what I'm experiencing is you see GameStop coming out and saying, we're no longer doing pre-orders. What does that mean? I ordered, 5 boxes of Journey Together from GameStop. What does that mean? Do I not get them? Do they do what they just did to me? I pre-ordered the 2-pack prismatic blisters. And when I pre-ordered them, they were, I believe, $10.99 a pack. So I'm like, all right, I got them. And I ended up pre-ordering them with the binder collection and the poster collection. And that order ended up going through, but it said, hey, we can't read your card. We can't read your card. I was like, okay. So I put in a second card. Card not approved. I'm like, what the hell? So I put in a third card. Card not approved. And they ended up inevitably canceling my order, which is sketchy as shit that GameStop is doing this. So if you can't rely on GameStop, who can you rely on? That's a huge company that has been, pushing out Pokemon for years and years and years. So when I see them stepping back from pre-orders, I see them canceling my pre-orders. It's like, where are you going to turn? Where can you buy product? Everything that's coming out is getting dried up instantly. Bought out, bought out, bought out. People need packs for streaming. People need packs for enjoyment. People need packs to put away in their sealed collection. There's just not enough packs to go around at this point. And we recently had the 151 boosters come out, and the booster bundles. And I ended up buying a master case of booster bundles because in my head, I don't know if we're getting more 151, and if we do, I'll dollar cost average, but I'd rather get another master case of 151 booster bundles to, put away and set to the side, set it and forget it. And I don't, it's just, there's so much uncertainty in the future right now. And that's how I'm feeling. And it's like, take everything you've known about Pokemon throughout all the years that you've been in the hobby, take it out of your brain and just throw it away because nothing makes sense anymore. Usually by now we have Pokemon, coming out with huge reprints to make up for, the drying market. And we're not seeing that. Are they giving us enough reprints? Are they giving us enough stock? But the thing is, too many people are just buying right now. But when I see these allocations for Journey Together, I don't know if that's the reason right now. So I was told, don't fact check me on this, but I was told like Pokemon's numbers last year with Scarlet and Violet dropped by 40%. So they pulled back the printing. And that could be a reason why we're seeing this as well, because it's not like Pokemon doesn't want to make the money. I mean, look what they're doing, putting the box toppers. And that's another question I have. I was actually, this is the coolest part about the hobby. I was discussing with an older collector in this hobby, right? He found me, he emailed me, and it turned out he actually had what he said he had. And I had a conversation with him for about an hour. Awesome guy, awesome guy. And he's been collecting since 1999. It was like going back in time a little bit and having a conversation with him. And it was so cool because he remembers things that I didn't. I mean, I was a kid. I was 8, 9 years old. And he was buying this stuff in 1999. And he was sending me pictures of his collection. And he has, Cosmic Eclipse, Flash Fire, Team Up. And I saw all this stuff. And he's still buying stuff. And it's really cool to see that there's people in the hobby that haven't skipped a beat. He graded all his, first edition Team Rockets, all the WotC stuff. He has first edition 9s and 10s that he graded himself, 3, 4 certs. So this was pre-pandemic. And it was actually pretty neat to find a guy like this. And I said, dude, I was like, this is the stuff you have to share to the world. He's like, us old people, we don't know how to use the internet. I'm like, dude, I barely know how to use the internet or YouTube or editing or anything like that. But where I was going with this is there's still a lot of product on the market. And if you can buy the older stuff for a deal right now, that's kind of where I would head. Right now, I'm still seeing, no one's talking about vintage PSA 9s, whether it's WotC, whether it's EX. They're still good buys, in my opinion. PSA 9s are still fairly priced. The 10s have skyrocketed, so I would kind of stay away from them. Illustration rares. We have to focus on the fact that illustration rares may look like they're being bought out, which many of them very well could be. They're being bought out, but when you look at the card, it's like, all right, this card is actually kind of cool. So then people forget about the buyouts, and then they're buying that card, and they're like, oh, this is a sick card. Look at the Drowsy, like it's finally being appreciated. I mean, I think it's going for a little too much. But now people appreciate it after a buyout, and this is how it goes. And now we'll only see that card drop down to a certain amount. It's very hard to grade in a 10, so maybe on the low end, $500 in a PSA 10, which is wild to say. Next, PSA. PSA, where's my cards? It's been 2 months. They're still in step 1. Where's my cards? So right now, grading is definitely having some issues. I know I touched on tag a little bit. Tag, it looks pretty neat. I need to do a little more research, but I talked to Jesse Pang, and we had a great conversation, and he definitely intrigued me with it. I can honestly say after doing some research, it doesn't look like they are paying people right now to sponsor them. It's just people are intrigued by it. You see some of the biggest names, messaging them. I have friends in the hobby that are intrigued by it. I'm even intrigued by it. But I have to do a little more research, and then I'll give you my honest opinion. After I grade with them, I see how they grade my stuff, I'll be able to tell you more on that. But grading companies, it's kind of tough, and I think I know that Tag's about to be backed up. PSA certainly is backed up. CGC, BGS, you don't even know if they have your card or if they're sending it back or what's even going on with BGS. So grading, we are around like pandemic times with the grading. It's just overwhelming. So many people sending their cards to get graded. It's tough. It's tough. Have we gone? I don't know. How many minutes are we in? And I haven't said right once. You have any idea? I'm like, don't say right. Don't say right. Right? We're doing pretty well on that. But the grading is definitely to a halt right now, and I really think GameStop for PSA has really messed things up. And GameStop's transparency, what they're doing, they're acting like an LGS now. They're buying ETBs at a certain price, and they're trying to sell Obsidian Fates ETBs for $85, I think it was. We'll put it up, Dr. Applesauce, which is this is the market we're in right now, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! I don't like that. I don't like that. I really don't. But as I was saying, illustration rares. I'm going through my binder and I'm looking and I'm like, holy crap! My illustration rares have gone through the roof right now. So to me, what I want to do when I'm in this situation, I have all these illustration rares that I've been opening throughout the past couple years with Scarlet and Violet era. Is I'm going to take those and now I'm going to turn them into sealed product. And the sealed product that I want to focus on right now. And I said this when it was $480 a case. Go back to Nostalgianomics video. I said this. Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift. I'm kind of, after I bought my 151, my Cosmic Eclipse, now I step back and I'm like, all right, where do I want to have a little more of a position? And it's going to be Paradox Rift. The Roaring Moon, fantastic card. Iron Valiant, fantastic card. And the Groudon. The Groudon was the outlier here when it came to illustration rares. We saw what the Groudon was doing and the Magikarp, and everything followed suit. So when you have a Groudon, a Roaring Moon, which is a Paradox Pokemon, which is finally getting appreciated in a set, I don't think you can go wrong with Paradox. Paradox Rift, it's still affordable, and honestly, I think it's better than Obsidian, Scarlet Violet base, and yeah, focus on Paradox Rift right now. Another tidbit that I think you should be buying is Silver Tempest. Silver Tempest still hovering around $200 a box. I don't think we're going to see it anymore. Silver Tempest really reminds me of some of these, end sets of Scarlet and Violet era. End sets of Sun and Moon era. So Silver Tempest. So those are my those are the next two things I'm going to be focusing on. I also bought a good amount of Sea and Sky boxes, so I have those coming in. But after I bought everything that I wanted, those are the two sets I'm focusing on, Silver Tempest and Paradox Rift. And I know it's like, why are you focusing on those? Because they're still very affordable and I see the potential in those products. Silver Tempest still has the Lugia. That's not going anywhere. Like I said, Paradox Rift is a pretty stacked set. And now that these trainer galleries are getting so much love, how could you not look at these Sword and Shield sets and say, hey, I'm going to grab some Brilliant Stars. Hey, I'm going to grab some Astral Radiance, which Astral Radiance didn't have a ginormous reprint like a lot of these did. And it's still only around, $220, $230 a box. So those are screaming buys. Astral Radiance, Silver Tempest, Paradox Rift. I always try to look where no one else is. Right now, I got my fix for the Sun and Moon era. I might grab maybe one more case of Cosmic if the price makes sense, or if that collection that I'm about to get comes through. But that's the stuff I'm focusing on right now. I wanted to keep this video a little shorter. I'm just trying to find a happy sweet spot here. Is it 10 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? Some people want longer content. Some people want shorter content. So I just want to put enough, I want to hit like that middle point, maybe 14, 15 minutes. But I'm excited for the future. Like I said, I'm still learning. This is only my 5th video. I'm trying to find a consistency. Hopefully you could pick something up I said today. And it's me, the Poke Plumber. It wasn't Borat, you little shit.